So guys, Awomolo has just done what will never happen in the history of this very country. Awomolo has done the worst. Awomolo is the late counsel representing Tinubu and the federal government against Nnamdi Kanu in courts. And Omotosho has already convicted Nnamdi Kanu with a 7-count terrorism charge. But there is a video of Awomolo I'll be displaying for you guys because I want you to see the wickedness that is in Awomolo. Awomolo should be held responsible for this particular conviction from Omotosho against Nnamdi Kanu. Because Awomolo, you can't imagine that Awomolo suggested Nnamdi Kanu to be quiet. Awomolo told Omotosho, look, Nnamdi Kanu has to be quiet. Awomolo told Omotosho that, look, Nnamdi Kanu doesn't deserve freedom. Without wasting much of time, watch this video, listen to what Awomolo said, and after watching this video, I'm going to be bringing you the constitution that has backed Nnamdi Kanu. Don't also forget that when Nnamdi Kanu wanted to defend himself earlier on, Omotosho shut him up. Omotosho sent him out of the court. Well, I'll be playing and displaying that very video for you. I'll be displaying that very video when Nnamdi Kanu walked out from the court and he was denied the right to a final address to defend himself. This shows you that the plan against Nnamdi Kanu was clear today. They wanted to convict Nnamdi Kanu and they wanted to execute the maximum punishment on him. Watch this video and listen to what Awomolo had to say.
The so-called Republic of Biafra by force out of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My Lord, consequent upon the conviction, as nothing further remains but the lawful imposition of sentence. The punishment prescribed for the offenses in counts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is death penalty. Pursuant to Section 1(2)(h) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013, my Lord, with all sense of humility, I say, sir, as a prosecutor, that this court has no discretion in that regard, and that the only sentence that your lordship will impose for counts 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6 is death sentence. This court has the power to do so, and with respect must do so. The language of the act is clear, and the court is urged to apply it strictly without deviation. For the offense under count 3, relating to membership of IPOB, a proscribed terrorist organization, the punishment is imprisonment for a term of not less than 20 years, in accordance with Section 16(3) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. We urge your lordship, in accordance to death sentence, to also pronounce and impose the sentence as prescribed by law, having found him guilty and convicted.
So guys, I am about to play for you the video and the audio of when Omotosho was giving out a 7-count charge against Nnamdi Kanu. And you won't believe that these charges are mere charges that doesn't even have proofs. Because from the way Omotosho was reading out these very counts against Nnamdi Kanu, it clearly shows you that these particular counts were being documented long ago. It clearly shows us that these particular counts were mere formalities projected in order to punish Nnamdi Kanu for no just cause. Because we have been shouting that Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer. How can the Federal High Court in Kenya vindicate Nnamdi Kanu, saying that Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer? Only for Omotosho to show up in court today, backed by Awomolo, giving out a judgment against Nnamdi Kanu which does not exist. Without wasting much of time, listen to this video and listen to what Omotosho had to say with his mouth. Because what happened today, what Omotosho said today, will never be forgotten in history.
The defendant was arraigned before this court on 7-count charge, which reads thus. Count 1. That you, Nnamdi Kanu, male, adult, of Afaranuku Ibeku in Umoyele North Local Government Area of Abia State, sometimes in 2021, being a member and the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, a proscribed organization, did commit an act in furtherance of acts of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria by making a broadcast received and heard in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this court, with intent to intimidate the population, and you threatened that people will die, the whole world will stand still, and you thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 1, Sub 2B of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Count 2. That you, Nnamdi Kanu, male, adult of Afaranuku Ibeku in Umoyele North Local Government Area of Abia State, sometimes in 2021, did commit an act in furtherance of an act of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria, made a broadcast received and heard in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this honorable court with intent to intimidate the population. You issue a deadly threat that anyone who flouted your seat at home order shall write his or her will. As a result, banks, schools, markets, shopping malls, fuel stations, domicile in the eastern states of Nigeria were not open for businesses. Citizen and vehicular movements in the eastern states of Nigeria were grounded within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, and you thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 1, Sub 2B of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Count 3. That you, Nnamdi Kanu, male adult of Afaraku Ibeku, Umoyele North Local Government of Abia State, on dates between 2018 and 2021 within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, profess yourself to be a member and leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, a proscribed organization in Nigeria, and that you thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 16 of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Count 4. That you, Nnamdi Kanu, male adult of Afaranuku Ibeku, Umoyele North Local Government Area of Abia State, on date between 2018 and 2021, made a broadcast received and heard in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this court in furtherance of an act of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria, in which you incite members of the public in Nigeria to hunt and kill Nigeria security personnel, and that you thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 12H of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Count 5. That you, Nnamdi Kanu, male adults of Afaranuku Ibeku, Umoyele North Local Government Area of Abia State, on date between 2018 and 2021, made a broadcast received and heard in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this court in furtherance of an act of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria and people of Nigeria, in which you incite members of the public in Nigeria to hunt and kill families of Nigeria security personnel, and that you thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 12H of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2013. Count 6. that you, Nnamdi Kanu, male adult of Afaranuku Ibeku in Omoyele North local government area of Abia State, date between 2018 and 2021, made a broadcast receipt and had Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this court in furtherance of an act of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria, in which you directed members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, a proscribed organization, to manufacture bombs, and you thereby committed an offense punishable under Section 1(2)(f) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Count 7. That you, Nnamdi Kanu, male adult of Afaranuku Ibeku in Omoyele North local government area, by committed an offense contrary to Section 47(2)(a) of the Criminal Code, Cap C45, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. In discharging its burden of proof, the prosecution called 5 witnesses as follows. 1. Mr. AAA as PW1, Mr. BBB as PW2, Mr. CCC as PW3, Mr. DDD as PW4, Mr. EEE as PW5. The prosecution also tendered the following, which were admitted in evidence by this court. 1. A document titled Items Recovered from Nnamdi Kanu of Radio Biafra at Golden Oakley Hotel, located at number 42/44 Airport Road, Lagos, on the 15th day of October 2015, was admitted and marked as Exhibit PWA. 2. 2 discs titled Interview with Nnamdi Kanu and a certificate of compliance filed on the 28th day of April 2025 were admitted and marked as Exhibit PWB and PWB2 respectively. 3. The statement of the defendant dated 15th day of October 2015 was admitted and marked as Exhibit PWC. 4. A process titled A List of Items of Nnamdi Kanu filed on the 19th day of March 2024 was admitted and marked as Exhibit PWD.